Alright, Brush Monkeys, we are back for another Quarantine Tuesdays video. This one is likely going to be posted in July, and I'm supposed to go back to work sometime in July. As of the shooting of this video, I have not received word as to when we're supposed to go back, so I don't know how many more Quarantine Tuesdays we have left to do. I will put a notice up at the end of this video when I find out when we're supposed to go back to work, because when I go back to work, that's going to be the end of the Quarantine Tuesdays, obviously. But for right now, we have this guy. This is Tristan. He is part of the Forgotten Realms Heroes box set that came out in 1985 from Ralph Partha Miniatures. Now, you may remember a couple of weeks ago we did this wizard, and I really like how he came out. Well, Tristan is part of the same box set. So if you've seen our minis on Instagram, you probably saw the wizard has a notice underneath that says price to be determined, because I'm probably going to do all of them. I've got the box set, and I'm probably going to do all the figures as one set when I go to sell them. I have the others in the stripper right now, so if Quarantine Tuesdays is destined to go on, I will continue doing the Forgotten Realms figures as the Quarantine Tuesday minis. If they're not, then I will put the rest of the Forgotten Realms box set in my regular rotation of Flying Monkey Friday videos, and that will probably be posted sometime next year, because thanks to this quarantine, I am way ahead of schedule. I've actually got all the videos done for the year, and I've started in on next year. But that's where that's going to go. So yeah, I'm going to do Tristan here, kind of the same way. I'm going to do, hopefully, all of these Forgotten Realms minis as much in contrast paints as I can, because I really like how the wizard came out. I really like how that contrast paint looks on these minis. I love how the detail that brought out in that one, and Tristan has a lot of detail on him too. You can see, for some reason, I had this image in my mind of the Ralph Partha miniatures not being of really great quality, but in the 80s, they were fantastic. I mean, I'd say these metal minis are probably better than a lot of the stuff I see coming from Reaper Bones right now. Just the level of detail on them is just fantastic. Beautiful stuff. And so I really want to try out the contrast paints on those and try to make that detail pop as much as possible. So I'm going to take a little break and figure out a paint scheme for Tristan here. I'm going to look at some old pictures of the Forgotten Realms box set, do some research, and then we'll come back and see what we got. Get to work, all right? Cool. See you soon. Bye. Alright, Brush Monkeys, I'm back, and after digging through my boxes of minis, the ones I've stripped and the ones I still have yet to strip, and going through all that, I've found just about all of the Forgotten Realms Heroes figures. I knew I had this box set. As you remember, we did this guy a couple of weeks ago. In a wizard video, we're going to do this guy this week. I found all the rest of them except for, and this is a picture straight from the box art. Okay, I found everybody except that guy and that guy. It's Wizard Thunderstorm and Elminster, and for the life of me, I have no idea where those two are. I'm going to have to go digging through some more boxes, but it bothers me that I can't find those two. But I found just about everybody else. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these guys up in subsequent weeks, and we'll take a look at them. I'm going to put the pumice on the base of these guys now. They're all glued to the 25mm slaughter bases. So I'm going to put the Vallejo Gray Pumice texture on the bases, and then I'll prime them, and then I'll set them aside and paint them later. I don't know if I'm going to paint them in subsequent Corn Tuesdays videos or if I'm going to do them in the regular rotation or not, but because I can't find them all, I'm probably going to parcel them out individually rather than selling them as a set like I did with the Grenadier Dwellers Below. If I happen to find the other two and get them stripped and painted, then I may go ahead and do it as a box set, but it's going to have to wait and see what I can find. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and texture these guys, and then we'll get started on him, okay? So I will see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, I've made some progress with this guy with the contrast paints, and I've done his tunic. I've done his whole tunic in gray. I've done his pants, his under tunic with Black Templar. Of course, I got his skin and his face done, and his bow. His cloak was done with the Apothecary White. I'm going to go back over that with the Army Painter Matte White. Just pick up those highlights. Apothecary White works really well if it's done over a white base coat. If it's done over zenithal priming like I did, not so much. So I'm going to go back and pick those up a little bit. Also got out the steel and golds for his sword and his mail. So I'm going to let these contrast paints dry a little bit, and then I'm going to do his leathers. Got to go back over the stuff that was on his tunic here with the gray seer, and just to make that pop a little bit more. And then I think he'll just be just about ready to do the leathers. But yeah, like most of them with the contrast paints, he's going by pretty fast. So I'm pretty happy with him so far. So we'll go ahead and take a break and let that dry, and then we'll come back and make some more progress on him. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, as you can see, we have finished up the leather and painted the base and painted the little quills on his arrows here, and basically finished up all the contrast paints portion of this guy. So I'm going to take a little break. The base is still a little bit wet, so I'm going to take a break and let that finish drying, and then we'll come back and do the steel on his sword, on his sword hilt here, his chainmail, the highlights on his cloak, so on and so forth. All the non-contrast paint parts of him. I think he's looking pretty good myself. He's looking pretty decent looking dude. So I'm gonna go take a break, and then we'll come back and do all the non-contrast paints on him. Alright, so I will see you soon. Bye. Alright, we're back. And as you can see, I've got his cloak all nice and layered up in white. He looks pretty spiffy. I got the white on his tunic done too. And I've got the metallics done. There's a steel sword. You can see a little bit of the steel down around the bottom of his tunic and on the sleeves where the chainmail pokes out. Got that. And I've got the gold hilt of his sword, his belt buckle, and his cloak clasps there, all done up. So he's looking pretty good. I took a little bit of the Basilicanum Gray and did kind of a not quite non-metallic metal, but sort of a metallic shading on the sword there on the front and back. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out the edge of the sword with a dry brush of Necron Compound, and I'm going to dry brush the base here with that Niblet Green that I talked about earlier. There it is. And then I'm going to transfer him over to his cork, a little cork with sticky tack on there, and paint his base band, and then I think I'm going to call this guy done. So the next time you see this guy, he's going to be completely finished. And I'm pretty happy with how he's come out. Tristan's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and do all that, and then, like I said, next time you see this guy, he's going to be all done. So, see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there he is. Tristan from the Valpartha Forgotten Realms Heroes box set from 1984, I believe. He is all finished and he looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done and wrap up this video for the week. Next week we will be doing Elminster here, who is one of the figures that I thought I'd lost. I ended up finding him. I still have not found the other one, but I found Elminster, and I got him all stripped and Zenithal primed, so we'll be painting him next week. Alright? So, see you then. Thanks. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. Both of those help me with my YouTube numbers and help support me doing what I do best. Speaking of which, if you want to support me more directly, you can visit my Patreon site and go on my Instagram page to see all the miniatures that I paint on this site and how to get your hands on one of your own if you want one. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. You can check both of those to see when new videos get posted. And visit my merch store at storefrontier.com/flymonkeystudios. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.